Hello, my name's Jessica. I'm a fully qualified maths teacher, and today we're going to look at the topic of polygons. So polygons are shapes with many sides. We are going to look at finding the sum of all interior angles. So we're going to find the sum of all interior. Then we are going to find the size of one interior angle, and then we're going to find the size of one exterior angle. Okay, now there are a formula for these. So the sum of all interior, the formula is, let me just get a different color, is n minus 2 times 180. The size of one exterior is 360 divided by the number of sides will get you the exterior. But I wanted to do a video showing you different ways to look at finding the interior and exterior angles of polygons. So let's take a pentagon, for example. So obviously we know a pentagon has got 5 sides. Oops, trying to draw one. It's not working out great. Okay, so here's our pentagon. So what you want to do, the first thing is pick a corner, draw a little dot. And we're going to draw triangles, okay? So can you see that if I join to that line, I haven't formed another triangle. So there's no point of drawing that line. So let's go to this corner. So we're going to all the corners, this corner. And do you see if I went to this corner, it's not going to draw another triangle. So that means we have got 3 triangles. So then what we say is the sum of all angles in a triangle is 180. So we say 180 times 3, okay, because 180 is the sum of all angles in a triangle, and a triangle is just what we've drawn, and that gives you 540 degrees. So that's the first part, the sum of all angles in a triangle, or the sum of all angles in the interior. So that means this angle plus this angle plus this one plus this one plus this one all adds up to 540 degrees. Can you see that this formula here is essentially what we've done here? Okay, so we've got our n minus 2, which is 3. So 5 minus 2 is 3, times 180 times 180. So you can see that the formula is the same as this method, okay? But sometimes I think it's just easier to remember how to do. Then it says the size of one interior. Okay, so you have to be careful about this. So if 540 is the total of all of these angles, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So if it's the sum of all of those angles, how are we going to find the size of one of them? Well, we are going to take the 540 and we're going to divide it by 5 because there are 5 angles in total. And that gives us 108 degrees. So that is the size of the interior angle of a pentagon. So we've got the sum of all interiors, 540. That's where we picked a corner and we drew it to all the vertices. We counted how many triangles that gave us and times it by 180. Why 180? Sum of all angles in a triangle. Then we have our interior. So we took the total of all the interior and we divided it by the number of angles that we have, which was 5, to get 108. Then the last thing we know is that the interior plus exterior angles in a polygon gives you 180 degrees. Okay, so that means here's our exterior, because it's very important. I see this go wrong all the time. So there's your exterior, there's your interior. There's your exterior, there's your interior. There's your exterior, there's your interior. Can you see that the interior and exterior fall into a straight line? So there's where the 180 comes from. So therefore our sum is going to be 180. So the sum of interior plus exterior, take away the size of our interior, which is 108 degrees, is going to give us 72 degrees, and that is the exterior angles in this pentagon. Let's do another one. Let's do a hexagon. So I'm going to draw a hexagon. I'm not even going to wait for these lines to go straight because it's so much quicker to just do it like that. Let's do the same again. Let's do the sum of all interior. So pick your corner, draw it to the other edges. This time we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So it's going to be 180 times 4. And that's going to give us the sum, is it 720? That's going to give us the sum of all interior angles in this hexagon. Okay? That's the sum of all of them. Now let's get the size of one of them. So let's find the size of just one. So what we say is, well, how many angles do we have? We have got 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to take the total of all interior and we're going to divide it by 6. So then that gives us 120 degrees. So in this hexagon, this size of the interior angle, this interior angle is 120 degrees. There, remember, is our exterior. So you can see that the exterior are hitting at 180 degrees. So we know that the interior plus the exterior is 180 degrees. So if the interior is 120, we're going to take the sum of interior plus exterior, subtract the size of the interior, and that will get us that the exterior angle in this shape is 60. Now we also know from the formula that 360 divided by the number of sides, which is 6, gives you the size of the exterior. So that's another method. But this method's good because it allows you to work out the sum of all interior, the size of one interior, and the size of one exterior very easily. Remember that the interior plus the exterior is 180 degrees. And the other mistake kids make is when you're doing this part. So remember, this part consists of the total of all the interior, 720, and then you are dividing it by the number of angles that you have in your shape, okay? So I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, please do comment below, and I hope that your revision is going great, and all the best. Bye.